Hello happy YouTubers, this is Marcelina at cashewgreens.com. Welcome back. This video shows how to grow moringa from seeds and also how to prune the moringa so it will give you a lot of leaves. So don't go away. Be right back. Alright, I have my moringa seed here. As you can see, the seed has hard shell. So for better easy germination, you will need to soak the seed in water. So when I soak my seed in water, I mix with hydrogen peroxide. So I already have peroxide here to save time. So 1 tablespoon of peroxide, mix in a quart of water, and then just take a small glass and then add your water and place your seed. Now soak the seed within 3 to 4 hours. So assuming that's already 3 hours, this is just for the video, and then you remove your seed. Then after you remove your seed, you place that in a plain water and rinse it. So after you rinse the seed, I use Jiffy. I use a lot of Jiffy in my seed germination because this is easier, it is clean, and when the plant or when the seedlings are ready for transplant, they don't go into transplant shock because you can just plant the seedlings along with the Jiffy. So this is so cool. So what you will need, you just place the seed, that's how it's clean, a quarter of an inch, and then you place your seed directly in the pot and then with the soilless media, or you can place it in the perlite because you want the GP to constantly moist because this can easily dry out. So let's go ahead and place this in the pot. So I have this 4-inch pot. It's a lot of holes in here, and I'm going to place my GP. I will push this soilless. I use the microgreen soilless, and I place like that. Then after you place the seeds, you label the seed germination. So after 2 weeks, this is what you get. So this is my moringa grown from Jiffy. As you can see, it's already, the rooting is protruding. Now, if you examine the seedlings, as you can see, it's yellowing of the leaves. So this is the result that the moringa is not getting the proper requirements. So the requirements is nutrients, and since it is the lower leaves is taking out, so don't worry, you just have to remove the lower leaves. So this is probably either overwatering because moringa is drought tolerant, so it loves heat, and also it doesn't like too much water, so probably is soaking too much of my GP, so that's why it turns yellowing on the leaves. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to transplant this and give it good nutrients so this foliage will change from yellow to green. Alright, so I'm going to transplant my moringa in a 4-inch pot. And I will add extra soil. Put it down. So since this is suffering from nutrients deficiency, I'm going to fertilize my moringa. Although moringa doesn't need a lot of fertilization, but it seems this plant really needs help. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add this kind of fertilizer. This is Agmino. This is 14% nitrogen, increasing the chlorophyll production of the moringa. Then I will mix the Epsom to boost the immune system. Alright, so let's go ahead and give this fertilizer. So I'm going to have a scoop and I will mix it in a gallon of water and put it in here. Then to dissolve the ingredients, I'm going to mix my Epsom salt. Epsom salt you can give a lot, doesn't harm the plants. And I'm going to give 1 scoop. And mix in my solution. Smell good. It smells like tea because this is made of plant base. Then after that, you just mix them together until the powder dissolves. So after you mix the nutrients, you feed your moringa. So I will water the moringa until it drinks. Okay. Awesome. Now, moringa, if you don't prune, it just go up. So how are you going to prune your moringa? So I will show you how to prune the moringa. Okay, so this is the result after fertilize. As you can see, it's green and it's beautiful foliage. There's still yellowing in here, that is normal, so I'm going to remove this. Okay, now I stick with this bamboo stick to support the tree. So I'm going to cut this tree so it branches for me. So I will look for the node. This is the node, as you can see, and I'm going to take that, so I might have to untie this. Okay. Ooh, you're getting tall. So I'm going to cut up here. All right, there you go. After I cut, I'm going to spray with alcohol to disinfect the cut. And I'm going to eat the moringa and mix with soup. Now, I could also propagate this by cutting. So I'm going to propagate this and see what happens. What will happen. After 1 week, this is what happened. Can you see that? It's branching. Okay, so this is my moringa, guys. Look at that. Look at my moringa. Look at that. And it's tall. So this is from 3 years ago. So look at that. It's tall. Look at that. Look at. So it is not producing branches. So what I'm going to do, I will cut this, and probably I will cut this one up here. So it's almost like 1.5 feet from the base of the plant. So let's chop this moringa out. So I'm going to untie this. And I will cut from here. So there is a node, and I will chop it. Then after I take a cut, I'm going to spray with alcohol. I will probably transfer this in a bigger gallon because this is a gallon container and it needs a bigger pot. Another moringa chicken soup. So I will take this out here, and I'm going to propagate this stalk. Moringa is very nutritious vegetables, and this is called the miracle tree because it gives you a lot of nutrients. And if you're vegetarian, you definitely grow moringa. So I would encourage for the vegetarian, even not vegetarian, for everyone to grow moringa tree, even just one plant, because you can live just basically eating moringa. It has everything in it. You don't have to eat meat. You replace the meat from moringa. So let's cut this. So I'm going to cut this stalk and propagate. So I'm going to cut it in here. So I had 3 cut. Oh, I just leave the way it is. So I'm going to, I probably grow this in sand mixed with cocoa peat, and don't water more often because moringa will, you know, will suffer if you put too much water. So let's go ahead and propagate this in the sand. So I have this bag of sand, and I'm going to use sand mixed with microgreens soilless to root my moringa stem or trunk. So I mix my media 50-50, 50% per sand and 50% soilless, which is the microgreens. So I'm going to create a 1 node rooting. So I only create 1 node rooting because I cut the end, as you can see. So with my Clonix gel, I'll cut the node, and I will also dip it in the Clonix. I create a hole and then place my moringa, push it down to prevent air pocket. So I can just leave the way it is, or I can put a dome, but my dome is not fitting with the length of the stalk. So I will just leave it in there. It's still summer, we still have summer, so this would be okay. Or I can wrap it with plastic bag, but just do like that and see what will happen. So I will share, I will follow up with you guys once this moringa is starting to root. Moringa is one of the most nutritious vegetables on the planet Earth. If you plan on building a survival garden, I would highly recommend to put moringa as your #1 on the list. You can live with just the moringa, and moringa contains a lot of nutrients that your body needs. And for those vegetarians, if you don't eat meat, moringa is good for you because it replaces the meat. So I just I run into research about the moringa, that moringa was feed on children's malnourished children, especially children in Africa, and they feed the moringa. So after feeding few months, then the kids starting to running again and very healthy. So that is the miracle of this tree, and that's why it is a tree of life. So thank you for watching, guys. This is for today, and if you have any questions, write comments below. And if you are looking for moringa, you got it covered. Again, thank you for watching. This is Marcelina at Cashew Greens. See you next time. Peace.